Monaco m'a toujours fasciné. Ses histoires, ses personnages, son évolution. C'est pour ça que j'ai décidé de venir dans la Principauté, pour aller à la rencontre de ceux qui façonnent cet endroit unique au monde. Qu'ils soient sous le feu des projecteurs ou qu'ils œuvrent dans l'ombre, tous participent à l'âme de Monaco. Des leaders, des créateurs, des sportifs, des artistes, chacun a une histoire à partager. Bienvenue dans un voyage au cœur de la Principauté.
Bonjour tout le monde et bienvenue dans ce nouvel épisode de Monaco Effect. Aujourd'hui, on accueille Victoria Silvstedt qui vit aujourd'hui à Monaco et qui est notamment connue pour son apparition dans La Roue de la Fortune. Elle va nous raconter des anecdotes de sa carrière de mannequin, de ses débuts à son apogée et comment une petite fille de Suède a conquéri le monde. Vous pouvez retrouver tous les épisodes de Monaco Effect sur TV Monaco. N'oubliez pas de vous abonner, c'est parti. Victoria, you've lived 1,000 lives, from the ski slopes of Sweden to the runway shows in Paris to the red carpets in LA. But nowadays, when people ask you, what do you do? What do you tell them?
I'm still a multitasker because I still do a lot of things. I still model, believe it or not, even at my age, I'm still modeling. I'm doing campaigns, advertisements. I do host TV shows still. I do a lot of charity work lately because living in Monaco, I feel like, you know, we're so lucky to be here, and it's like the best way to feel complete is kind of to give back as much as I can and help out. And since I do have somewhat of a voice, I try to use it, you know, to my advantage and to help. You know, it makes me feel good. Other than that, I'm just enjoying the life to the max right now because I came to this stage of my life now that I'm like, okay, I can do this job, but I don't really have to. So I kind of more like a pick and choose good work and great events and stuff like that, and then just enjoying
You
so much. Like,
you
why
seem like
not?
a very curious person.
I have a curious mind. I think it's more like all my life I've been like traveling and living in different countries, trying new things. So I think my mind is curious, and I just need more challenges. So whatever I feel like comes to me and I feel it's a challenge, I'm like, hit me, give it to me. And I think you learn by a lot of failure. If you do have a lot of failure, you become more and more strong. And I think I need to feel that temptation or try something new and get ready to face the challenge, because it's like, I think it comes also from being so sportive growing up. It's always been a challenge all my life. And I think I thrive on that. It's not I get bored.
Mm-hmm.
You're an athlete, you probably know. So
Exactly.
you always need some excitement and like that adrenaline rush, whether it's from horseback riding or driving a faster car or trying a new project. Like I did a crazy thing lately that everyone was shocked. I wasn't even planning to do it. They asked me to be part of the Eurovision qualification for Sweden. You know, this singing contest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, well, I do sing good in the shower, but I did have an album out like 20 years ago, like a pop album in Sweden, but I never really did anything more of it. So when they came to me and I'm like, hey, okay, it's probably going to be an embarrassment. Who cares? It's going to be fun. It's a challenge, you know? So I flew to Stockholm, recorded the song.
That's great.
Signed with Universal Music, and boom, I was selected in the top 30 in Sweden. So that was a big challenge I just did lately.
Yeah, I love it.
But I'm like, yeah, and the song is called I Love It.
Oh, really? Well, you see?
You didn't know?
No, I didn't know. I did my homework.
I'm going to play it for you later. I
Sounds
love
good.
it.
But yeah, as you mentioned, I was also playing sport professionally before an injury changed my path. How did you feel when that chapter ended for you, when you had to stop skiing?
I think at that point, I had started doing a little bit other things. You know, I had my horses. I was like competing show jumping even with my horses. I was busy in school, and there was the skiing. And then also I had started doing some modeling jobs on the side.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was on a school break, I would go to Stockholm, take a train 4 hours from the north to Stockholm to do like some modeling and stuff. And I think my mom was so happy when I stopped skiing. She was scared as shit. She was like, every time I had a downhill race, she would be like crying, you know. And Super G and downhill is quite intense, you know.
Yeah,
So she was quite happy, not happy for the accident, but happy that I actually decided to like quit it and start with something else. My dad was so pissed because all his life he pushed me to really become like a big skier. He was like, Olympics, here we come, you know. So it was more like I was like pushed into it, but then, you know, I enjoyed it as well.
Of course. Do you wonder sometimes what the athlete version of you will be doing today?
What would I be doing? Maybe coach other young, you know, wannabe athletes or inspiration or something like that, or helping them out. I don't know, because it's not easy. Like these days for every sport, there's not a lot maybe of money in all the sports for people to kind of. It costs a lot of money. Like skiing, it's cost a fortune. I mean,
Very expensive, yeah.
And tennis, it's so many sports. Like maybe to be involved more to help those like talents to like support them in some way.
And after skiing, I know you arrived in Paris at around 18. At that period, how did you feel mentally, emotionally, financially?
Mentally, I was a baby. I was so naive. 18 years old, growing up only in the village up north. And okay, I had traveled a bit on vacation, you know, with my family and stuff. But it was a cold shower coming from, you know, Sweden, where everyone is like so nice and you believe good in everyone. We're quite naive, actually. We think everyone is honest and stuff. Coming to Paris, it was a shock. I was like, wow. I had no idea it would be that tough. Because I came there thinking, oh, okay, I was in Miss Sweden, I was in Miss World, okay, I did some modeling, should be okay. So I came there, every casting I went to like, oh, ça va pas, oh, tu es trop grosse, tu es trop blonde, tu es trop musclée, tu es trop... I was like my self-esteem like crashed and it was just deception. There was a lot of, I remember my model apartment was disgusting. It was like rats. It was this horrible area. And I literally spent all my days in the metro with my map, looking for the castings, you know, like to show my book. And every day it was like, no, like you're not good enough. It was like, and I didn't want to give up, you know, I didn't want to be a loser to go back home to my village. And I was like fighting. And then eventually I started to kind of get one job here, one there. But it was like the first year was hell, at least the first 6 months.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go back to my village. I'm not a loser. So I think that like instinct of like never giving up and being a fighter, being that the discipline I got from my dad gave me so much discipline. It's like, we must train, you know? So I think it did help me to stay focused and like just keep going.
You remain an athlete at heart. Yeah, I can tell.
I think it helped because I know a lot of girls that tried and they just cracked and just couldn't take that whole world. You know, it was quite a dirty world back then. Now it's changed, but back then there was no cell phones. There was no, you know, you were alone with that. It was
with
crazy.
The map,
it was
the subway.
Crazy. I know. I'm surprised I'm still alive because I went through some hell.
And if you could go back to that period and see the 18-year-old Victoria in front of you, what would you tell her?
Oh my God, don't be so naive. Because I believed everyone in the beginning, at least. I was so naive and too nice, you know, like, okay, like so naive, but I didn't know better, you know.
Of course.
Then I learned quickly, but
you did.
It was tough. It was my darkest period of my whole life, actually, was that period, I think, in the beginning, because it was so brutal. Just the beginning of that.
I think at the time you shared a flat with Melania Trump for a few years. Is that true?
Yeah, that was by coincidence. I was living in this shitty, horrible model apartment, and she did as well. We were not in the same model agency, but somehow, I think it was a model scout, they kind of put us together because we were not friends at all. And so it's like, oh, we have this beautiful apartment in Ile de Nuit, s'appelle? What is it called next?
Ile Saint-Louis?
C'est ça? Voilà, c'est ça. Okay, c'est ça là. So it was this beautiful apartment. Someone who wasn't there for a while. So it was a beautiful apartment. So, oh, you guys can stay here for like 6 months. We're like, what? Like it was like winning the lottery. So she was a bit older, maybe 5 years older than me. So she was maybe a bit more mature than me. And it was so funny that we had those kind of bonded in a nice way.
Mm-hmm.
And we were not at all those like party girls that were out partying at Bandouche and stuff, or all the other models. We were so boring. We'd be like, let's just make our canned tuna salad and then like just sit home and be boring after a day of casting. So she was very determined to be like, I have to make it for my family, like very strong-minded. Like she would barely never smile, very. It's like, okay, let's go. But we had it. Thank God I had her because it was very lonely. But thanks to her, we had.
Did you guys stay in touch?
We did for a while. When I moved to New York after, I kind of lost contact with her. But I worked first to LA, then to New York. But I did run into her in New York on a red carpet with Mr. Donald Trump. So they were like, it was so weird. Like, I was shocked to see her. I was like, Melania. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, but this is time before social media where you kind of don't keep
True,
up
of
with
course.
each other, It was
Yeah.
like whole different times,
And you told me it was your darkest times, but do you have maybe a fond memory of that period?
The fun when I did start working and stuff, I started building
When
a little
things
bit
got
of
brighter?
making my money. Like I came with nothing, like zero. So I remember when I opened my first bank account, it was like, oh my God, this is my money I earned. And then I started doing like trips all around the world for modeling jobs and stuff. So it's like, but it happened very slowly. It was like step by step, And I never forget when I got the call to go to LA to Hollywood. So that was like winning the lottery.
Impressive.
That was like a one-way ticket out of Paris to LA, and I never came back at that point. It was.
True.
I was
And
crazy.
were you prepared for all the attention that followed?
No, because it's like I was too, in personal life, I'm very quiet and private in my personal life, but like when I work and stuff like that, I don't mind to do, anything. But like privately, I was a bit shy. Like even with all the access that I got, like I was like.
So was it like
It took a while for me to
Yeah,
get
it was
used to
overwhelming?
It was. I was 21. I think I just turned 21. Thank God I was legal in America. At least I could enjoy a bit. And then I remember when I got my first contract and all the fame, and it happened like overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I mean, you probably happened to you the same, like you don't in very young age, but like I had no idea how to handle it. And like every money that I start earning, I start spending, I wasn't saving, I was throwing on things like buying this. Like it was just like, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I start having a little fun too. When you get a lot of this stuff, like partying a bit, not too much, thank God. Thank God I was kind of still like, I knew my limits because of my discipline background, but it was, LA back in those days, it was like Playboy Mansion parties, celebrity, house parties, like, at all the celebrities. It was wild.
Yeah, what is the wildest
Wildest
memory
thing,
you have
my
there?
God.
Is there one? Maybe
what happened in
there's
the
too many.
grotto at the Playboy Mansion stays there for sure, but I've seen it all. It was like, wow. It was like one of those movies. Fun
Get it.
memories, my goodness, yeah.
And you told me it happened very quickly, that shift.
Yeah.
But is there a moment you remember where you looked around you and you were like, oh, wow, I made it?
Yeah, because in America, I feel like in America, if you make it in America, you make it everywhere. And it's true. Like if I would have just stayed in Paris or done some modeling in Milan, I would never get a name for myself. So I did feel like, okay, I'm on the cover of this magazine. I'm doing the Conan O'Brien late night talk show.
Oh.
I'm doing, like, you feel like when you're getting all that stuff, you're like pinching yourself like, oh my God, like crazy. I remember the first year when I made a lot of money, I invited my whole family, first class ticket from Sweden, from Stockholm to LA. And then we did 2 weeks in Maui at the Four Seasons.
Wow.
And then like, I was so like excited to get money. I was like splurging it on everyone, not only but I wanted to invite my family to enjoy, my friends. I was like, I didn't think about tomorrow. So I did spend a lot of money, but I had the best time, I think when you're young and carefree, you gotta enjoy,
Of course. When else
Maybe
can
now I
you do
could
that?
tell myself, maybe I should have splurged on like too much, but it was still a
Yeah.
fun chapter in my life, let's say.
So how did you learn to like keep it down a little bit?
I think the workload that I got itself kept me kind of away from the too much partying because I was so busy. I was like, I signed with elite models, and this agent I had, she booked me on campaigns all around the world. It wasn't only US. It was always on a plane going places, you know, flying around, working. So I think thanks to that, I kind of kept away from getting in too much trouble. And I also met someone quite in the beginning of my move to LA. So I met this very wholesome, good American boy, like also former athlete. So thanks to him, he kind of kept me grounded. He was not at all into the partying and the you know, he was kind of away from that whole. So it was good. He was a good influence as well as me being very busy. So it could have gone totally the wrong way. You know, how when you come into LA very young, you get a lot of money. It's so easy to get lost and just your career is over like that, you know. So, but I was kind of able to hold it on. But
Yeah, I'll take that as advice for when I go to LA. Thank you, I appreciate it.
yes, you're right.
Yeah, and about modeling, do you think that some models feel the need to prove they're more than just beauty?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's about personality also. You know, it's like there's millions and millions more beautiful girls than you. But like, I think it's, you know, for a model or make a career maybe in TV or model, maybe you need a little bit more of a personality too. Not only, you know, you have millions of beautiful girls. Just look at Instagram, you know, everyone is gorgeous. So it's like, you know, you need to have maybe a little bit something extra to go all the way, you know? So now it's so different because it's like social media changed so many things, you know. But it also, thanks to that, I can still keep going also. So I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, but when you were on the fortune wheel, for instance, I know a lot of people were saying that you were objectified and stuff like this.
Well, of
What
course,
did
I
you feel
play
about
the
that?
role. I love playing
Alright.
that role. Hey, why not? Every movie role that I did in LA also was like Inga from Sweden, or, you know, like, so, you know, I was playing into the role, and why not? If you have it, why not?
And
Should
when you
I try
first-
to play someone that I, you know, that I against my image? Why should I? And honestly, I couldn't care less. You know, I know the media. Oh, you're playing the bimbo. I'm like, okay, and so what? You know, you know. Of course, I was getting it all the time. She's blonde and da 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 da. I'm like, Can you imagine in Sweden? Oh my God, they were like shocked, you know.
Really?
But now, I mean, it's like that love and hate. You know, they put you up and then they want to put you down, and then they put you up again. You know how they like to. The media is like that.
Yeah, I was wondering how you felt about those comments. So interesting to have your
I mean,
reaction.
when you're very young, you take it very, like the days in Paris, I was like, you know, the deception and that hurt me. But like after when I made it, I could care less, you know? So I got to the stage where like, okay, I'm making a career of it. I'm working. This is, I click it on, I work, I make money. So who cares what they say, you know? So I kind of, you know, learned how to just kind of in here, out there.
Back to modeling, at what point did you feel that modeling was not fulfilling enough, that you wanted to explore TV or movies?
I don't know. It was just, when I came to LA, it was more about, I was getting requests to come in for auditions for like TV shows, sitcoms, and movies. And I'm like, hey, why not? Kind of. So I started like, okay, I got to start taking acting classes and doing all that thing. So, I just kind of got into it by accident, by contacts. You know, I felt like one thing always led to another thing in my career. I never planned anything. I never planned to end up in, you know, Paris, then LA, and then from there I moved to New York. So I never planned to move back to Europe, and now I'm living in Monaco. So it's like, you know, in my life, it's been a crazy journey that I'm just like, wow, okay.
Do you feel that people like you that get all these opportunities, do you think they have something more? Is it luck? Is it hard work that pays off? What do you think about it?
Maybe you're right. I think it's hard work. I think it's the maybe luck or the, you know, I feel like the energy you give out. I'm always happy, positive, and I'm always like, I don't know. I believe in things like, energy and stuff, like always give your best and be happy, be humble. And I don't know, I think good things come your way,
The more you give to the world, the more the world gives to you.
Exactly. I'm a little bit, that's my religion,
too,
actually.
actually.
I'm
Me
not
too.
very religious, but that's my very simple rule, and nobody need to fight about it.
True.
One rule, religion. It's simple. I think it's definitely something that I inspire me. Yeah.
At some point, the Wheel of Fortune came into your life, and you became a part of
Oh my God.
people's everyday life,
Isn't
basically.
that crazy?
Yeah.
I mean, who knew? I was in Paris for actually a photo shoot with Carmen Electra. We were shooting a cover together. A very sweet, nice, naughty cover. No, but I remember that shoot. It was so hilarious. And I was in Paris for a night, and I went to the restaurant Cantin. La Cantin, je sais pas si elle est encore là. And then Christophe de Chavannes was having dinner there, and he was like, "Oh, who are you? Blah, 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 blah. I want to invite you to my show." He was doing this show, Qui est le meilleur ce soir? There was like some talk show. And I'm like, okay. So I was a guest on his show. And then I went back to New York. A few weeks after, he called me through my agent asking like, "Hey, I'm doing this pilot, Wheel of Fortune, for France. Can you be like the Vanna White, like, can we fly you in for that, like a test pilot?" I'm like, sure, why not? So we did the pilot, and they got picked up, and who knew it would last 7 years,
That's insane.
So crazy. It was definitely not in my plan.
Yeah, that was one hell of a run. And when
Yeah.
it ended, how did you feel? Did you feel like a bit empty, or?
You know what I felt? It was about time to finish it because it was so draining and exhausting the last year. I was doing it also in Italy. So I was like a ping pong ball, Rome, Paris, and in between other jobs. And I was going through a divorce at the same time. So I was like, my personal life was in shatters. That was the most stressful time in my life because I couldn't have time for me. I was just an object going back and forth. And then I think I blocked my whole divorce, the drama around it, through work also. I was like, just keep going. And it was also a lot of tension on set the last year. So it's just, no, but like, a lot of things happened like between me and not just 7-year itch. It's like a marriage. Actually, my marriage lasted 7 years, so did the show. If you make it past 7, guys, you're in for a long one. If not, that 7 itch really bad. No, but I felt like it was time. But no bad feelings. Like I'm still friendly with Christophe, and thanks to him, I made a crazy, amazing run in France, and I got other beautiful things. So I'm very thankful to Christophe for thinking of me.
And some people after such a successful run, they can fear to disappear. They can get the fear of disappearing. Be a bit stressed about that. How did you feel about this?
No, because I kept working. I was like doing things in Italy. I started doing other things in France. I was, I never had like one country as my main market. So for me, it was like, it wasn't something that I was worrying about. Like it wasn't a problem. I felt like it was nice to have a break. Like I was every day. We shot like 5 episodes per day in these high heels in the Plaine Saint-Denis, tous les jours.
Wow.
Alors basta. Après, it was enough. It was enough, I think. Actually, I was in Paris a couple of weeks ago for the new Rue de la Fortune on M6.
Wow.
Just to do like a special appearance. It was so hilarious. So, je fais la blonde, quoi. La cuisine. It was so hilarious to be back on set. It's not on TF1 anymore. It's Arthur qui produce.
Nice, beautiful. Congrats.
So funny. So funny. It brought me back those like memories, like, fun, but that's it. 1 episode is enough.
And out of all your projects, modeling, TV, investing, fashion, what is the one you liked the most?
I'm I love to get made up and make myself look gorgeous. So I love, television. I love hosting. I love, I still love doing that until I have demands, I'm still gonna love it. When it stops, I'm just going to keep trading and buying and selling real estates and just doing the charity work. But for now, it's still going. So.
Great. At what time did you decide to come to Monaco?
All right, that was around in my life when I was separating from my husband, and I was working always in Europe. I was never home. So I blame the work on my divorce, kind of, because I was never home, and I was spending more and more time over in Europe. I was getting like so much work in Italy, TV, movies, and then I had Route de la Fortune. I did a TV show in England, in the UK as well. I did a lot in London. So it's like I was never home. And then it's like, it made sense. I don't know, I felt like Monaco was like in between Rome and Paris. And it just became by chance also. It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
But I had visited when I was 18. I was living in Paris when I was young. I came here a few times to visit it. So I knew about it. And obviously, every other weekend when I was like in Paris filming, on the weekends we were off. So it's like, I don't want to sit in Paris in my hotel room. So I ended up going almost every weekend to Monaco. Okay. And I think it started from there. I was like getting to like it more and more. And then after my divorce and stuff like that, I'm like, why am I going to keep my green card? And like, I don't want to stay there anymore. You know, I kind of just wanted to have a break from the US. I just gave back my green card. And I took a Monaco residency instead. So I've been a resident now since 2011 or something.
Wow.
So I'm a real Monaco resident now.
Yeah, you made Monaco your home.
Yes.
But
yes.
What does Monaco represent for you?
Safety, happiness. For me, it's like my social circle also. I have so many friends from all around the world, which is great. You know, it's tiny. And I grew up in a village. So for me, I feel home in a little village, you know. For me, I feel very like, I love the sea. I love the mountains around. So for me, it's my perfect little happy place here.
And what do you think Monaco has that no other place in the world has?
Oh my God, we're so lucky to have what we have. Like, look how clean it is, how safe it is, how many great restaurants we have. We have the sea, we have the mountain, the location. Where is there a better location in Europe? Tell me. You have 20 minutes to the airport. You have like half hour to ski. You're on the ocean, and you have, honestly, for me, it's the best location.
I'm going to ask you a very personal question. What is your secret spot in Monaco? Where you like to go the most?
Oh, Victoria's Secret. If I tell you, I have to kill you. No, I'm kidding. It's Victoria's Secret. I can't tell you, no.
Really? You can't?
No, but not really a secret spot. But
okay, so
you'll find me like doing my gyrotonicals or Pilates or dancing with my trainer at MC Dance. That's my little secret hangout spot. Having fun with my girls. Yes. That's my secret spot. It's called MC Dance.
MC Dance.
Not a lot of guys in there. It's mostly girls.
I imagine.
I can imagine, right?
And I was wondering, apart from family ties, what is your link with Sweden now?
The link, well, all my family is still there. My brother, my sister, all their kids, my mom, my dad. Still working there a lot. So I have a house there. I have a beautiful home on the Baltic Sea and the Swedish Stockholm archipelago with all the islands are. It's so pretty. So I'm going to go now in the summertime. It's especially the best time to go. And, you know, it's great. It's a 3-hour flight from here. It's like, it's nice. So I go a lot.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And I know, as you mentioned, that as you live in Monaco, you feel like you need to give back. So you are involved in a lot of charity work.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a bit more about that?
So I started with this charity called Les Anges de Gardien Monaco, where we would take like food trucks, pick up food from a lot of different restaurants in Monaco. Literally, we would do like 4 or 5 stops and drive to Nice. And we had like 5-6 stations where we would stop, set up tables and hand out food to all the homeless. And you'd be surprised to see how many little kids and mothers. And I mean, the line was hundreds and hundreds of people in each place. I was shocked. And like, we're living in Monaco in this beautiful bubble. And then like so close by, so many people are on the streets. So we actually go there and hand them food and sleeping bags. Not very glamorous places to go, but, I felt good to help out. And, when you see that, it was mostly in the winter time, when it's cold and they need the sleeping bags and food and stuff. So that was a charity where actually you do something and it's direct, like you see the people face to face and you give back. So that means so much more than just donating the money,
Mm-hmm.
And also I've been very involved with the Princess Charlene Foundation, the water biking race. I was part of that. I actually did the race with the guys and I hosted a couple events for them. Now in September is the golf challenge coming up. I'm going to be part of.
You play golf?
Well, but it's for charity, so I'm just going to
That's good.
hit some balls maybe. And then also, I'm also the international ambassador for Make-A-Wish Foundation International, where you get, you do experiences for kids. Like if a very sick kid with cancer or something wants to go to a Super Bowl or a game or the World Cup, we organize setting up this like dream come true for a sick child. So we just had a charity gala in Monaco last week during the TV festival where we raised a lot of money thanks to Stelios. Sir Stelios was also part of it. So we're gonna make some kids very happy or help them through cancer treatments or, it's all about very, very, sick children. So things like that I love to do. Feels good.
Is this what you want to be remembered for?
I want to be remembered for always being happy and positive and trying to do the best and just put smile on people's faces. That's all I want.
You're doing good so far.
Yeah, I try.
I wanted to ask you, at some point you were one of the most desired women in the world. Maybe you still are. So I was wondering...
Where did you hear that?
I was wondering if you had like any crazy story to tell us about someone that made like a love declaration to you.
I mean, I had some crazy stuff. Yeah, I don't want to go into details, but I had some crazy people following me, stalking me, stuff like when I lived in LA.
Really?
Yeah.
Like fans that wanted to meet you? Or?
Like crazy ones, yeah. So I think you have more of that in America than here, actually.
Okay, interesting. I mean, in Monaco it's more unlikely.
But also, during the tournage with La Fortune, there was people like always waiting outside the studio when I finished. But there I always had the driver and the bodyguard. But there was a lot of strange situation many times, but I've never been in this situation where I wasn't safe, but still.
Okay, got you.
So, and I remember I was in Madrid once for the GQ Women of the Year Awards, 2003. And then they obviously knew I was there to get a prize for you, so there was a lot of some weirdo coming into the hotel and creepy, so situation have happened, but in general, I'm very safe.
That's great. That's good.
I think I scare guys away, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty stressed
I come
out
with my
from the beginning.
very high heel, big hair. They don't dare. I kick the shit out of them, I think I scare them.
And what is the sweetest thing someone has ever done for you?
Oh, sweet things. I get sweet things all the time, especially from little girls,
Wow.
It's funny, the fan base I had during the Rue de la Fortune, mostly little young girls. They're like, vous êtes mon Barbie? And they would come and I would meet them somewhere and they would just come and they thought I was real life Barbie and they want to sit on my knee and get a hug. Cute things like that. It's so sweet, And I still have it today, little kids like that.
That's so cute.
This is the best part of my career, when you have young little kids come up to you. That's yes, that's what I wanted. So cute.
Actually, that was my last question.
Yeah.
If you could give one piece of advice to a young girl that is inspired by your journey, what would it be?
I would say don't give up, but also try to ask for advice, because I did it by myself, but I feel like I could have stayed away from a lot of trouble. Actually, I think just don't give up. You're gonna have a lot of deception. A lot of people are gonna try to put you down. Don't take it personally, because if you do, you have to always believe in yourself and follow the dream. Never give up.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Victoria. It was great to talk to you.
Let's keep dreaming, baby.
Let's keep dreaming. And
Yes.
maybe I'll see you at MC Dance.
Oh
sometime
yeah,
soon.
hey babe, I can show you some moves.
Sounds
Yeah,
good. All right. Thank you,
Let's do it.
Victoria. And, see you soon.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Oh.